Is now, Mike. The time is now 6:07, and we will start the public speak out portion of the City Council meeting. First on the list is John Monahan. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is John Moynihan.
Monahan, sorry.
And I'm not a great public speaker, so bear with me. I'll probably take a few sips of water. I've lived in Springfield for 40 years, and I've been a homeowner for 37 of those years. I have volunteered at schools and the school department for many years. But I'm here today to talk about the property tax liability for seniors and ask that you consider reviewing and establishing new qualifications for seniors on their property tax. I, like many others, seniors, have never been concerned about paying our property or excise tax, water, electric, gas, or insurance bills until now. Being retired, we're faced with fixed, reduced income from what we were normally used to, and it's greatly reduced. But the rate of which these items are increasing is alarming and causing panic in the senior community. I know I'm speaking, but I'm sure I'm speaking for many folks of senior age, maybe worse off, maybe better off than me, but the shoe fits, I believe, for all of us. Property tax and the rise of property tax have every senior citizen extremely concerned. I know there are a couple programs available here in the city, but I'd like to focus on the City of Springfield exemption program. I thought it was a great program until I started reading the details, which there's not a lot of details to it. It's a one little 3-inch by 8.5-inch qualifier. But many senior citizens are disqualified to the low income and asset limits. What I would like to ask is that you consider making the qualifications simple. Simple for seniors, that we are seniors. Simple for seniors that have been living in the city for quite some time. Maybe there could be a percentage of time lived in the city thought towards applying a discount towards their property tax. Or a senior citizen who owns property that has also along the way with his family participated in volunteering at schools and city departments throughout their life, bringing their children up here in the city, who, by the way, for me, both my children and my grandchildren all live here in the city. I think the city can be a special place, and is a special place, but the tax burden is getting very heavy for seniors. It's also getting very heavy for first-time home buyers, but my focus again is really seniors, because that's where I'm at. And it's coming quick as to my budget affording all of these things. And the tax burden is one of those things. There could also be a consideration, I believe, that once a senior reaches retirement age, that at that year, their property tax becomes fixed or stabilized from that moment forward, and or the rate of tax. unless it goes down, of course, right? Any program, and I'm being quick because I know there's a few people here that want to speak. Any program that is created to help reduce the property tax burden should be for all seniors. It should not have the restrictions in place that you make too much money, that you have an asset like a car or cars, which is very typical today. Most every family, even if you're seniors, have 2 cars. I know my wife and I do. She still works, even though I'm retired. We go in our 2 different directions. I still do some voluntary work and help my grandchildren as well. To penalize us for that, I just think is simply wrong. We've been here. We've been involved with the city. We've helped the city become a better place by the volunteering that, well, in my case, I have done. I have recommended this city to a good many people and compared it to many smaller surrounding communities that think they're much better than the city. So I fight for it. But today I want to fight for the seniors. I want to fight for the property tax liability that is just weighing heavy on all of us. It may not...
Mr. Moynihan, I don't want to cut you off because I didn't tell you about the 3-minute limit, so I let you go a little bit past it. So, okay.
Okay. So that said about the exemption program, but I'd also like to mention the senior tax work-off program very quickly. I noticed that last year. It didn't fit in my timetable, but I thought it was a great program. So this year I went to look for it. I could not find anything regarding that for this year, 2026. By the way, saying that, both in the City of Springfield exempt program and the senior tax work-off program, I think we should make it easier for everybody, including seniors, to find information on the website. I'm a computer guy. I had to dig quite a bit. It wasn't difficult for me, but I kept thinking those folks who aren't articulate with computers would no doubt have a difficult time finding these forms. So, with great respect, I ask that you consider strongly some of the ideas, hopefully, that I brought to the table today, but if not, some ideas to help the seniors get to a better place and have a more affordable and enjoyable and safe life here in Springfield. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we have Terrell Castle. I am going to ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes, only because I didn't tell Mr. Moynihan before. If you can state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Terrell Castle. I live at 62 Kirk Drive, and I've been there for about 20 years. And I'm here to talk about the increase in the property taxes. I also worked in the city service for about 24 years. And in that service, I was in charge of, I worked in IT, but I also was in charge of the bidding, writing bids, awarding bids, and things like that. I spent money. I spent taxpayers' money. And I did that within the context of, this is money I worked for. I spent it like it was my own. I never looked at it as a slush fund or anything like that. I made sure that everything I bought made business sense. And unfortunately, I don't feel like I'm really seeing that in the city. And I see what I would consider waste. And so the tax burden has really affected me and my family. John was talking about seniors, but it affects families too. I have 2 girls who are in college, and my tax bill has almost doubled in the past 4 years. And that has made things really difficult because you're dealing with increases with everything else. There's only so much you can really cut back. So what I'm asking is that if it's not necessary, don't spend the money. If somebody's not gonna die, don't do it. And the way I've always understood government is to protect life and property. But my taxes are going up and I'm still driving on streets that are paved with ice. I've got to fix my front end of my car. I drive for a living every year, you know, and I look at this and I'm saying, my taxes are going up, but I'm still walking on sheets of ice. Why is that? I would, you know, the most recent thing that we were dealing with is my property abuts this park, this athletic field, and it was so, in my opinion, so unnecessary. And the necessary things like keeping people safe, walking out on icy roads, that's not happening. And I'm just asking you to get the priorities straight. Please get the priorities straight. That's what I'm saying. And, you know, like John mentioned with seniors, but it's also hard on working people too. As you know, the dollar has dropped in value since the 1950s, like 80-something%. So money just doesn't go as far as it used to. And, you know, we're being squeezed. We don't, I'm not in a position where I can vote myself a raise or just write, you know, I can't do that. I have to work within the parameters, my limited parameters. And when, you know, property taxes double, that hurts. And I'm not sure that sometimes people are not really connected with the constituency as much as they could be. But I'm not sure that that's really being understood. And I really kind of see that there's a complete disconnect. There's a complete disconnect. Some of the people, my neighbors I'm talking to, there's apathy. They feel, you know, they feel unrepresented. I feel that way. I feel unrepresented.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off because we have other speakers, but we definitely appreciate your time.
Okay.
Ms. Castle, thank you. Stephen Howard?
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all of the councillors who have been...
Name and address for the record.
Yes, sure. Stephen Howard, 1104 Withington Street, Springfield.
Thank you.
Just want to congratulate those who have been elected for the first time and those who have been re-elected. Apparently, your constituents are satisfied with the work that you're doing, so you're back. I agree with everything that's been said so far, and I double down on that. But what I'm here to talk about mainly is education. I know that we have the school committee, which is one place that I should take this. I missed the last speak out there because I couldn't connect. But I'm just bringing this back to this body again because eventually legislation may be coming to you for approval should it go through. That being that ancient African history, talking about the great kingdoms of Kush, Punt, and Askum, and several other kingdoms that existed on the African continent before Europe became civilized, be included in the school's curricula starting from pre-K right through seniors in high school. I understand there's a program, there are a couple of programs that address this, but the thing is it's not mandatory and it's not throughout the educational system as I think it should be. Once our students, our young people know of the significant impact that African people made when it comes to developing societies worldwide, and the only images that they usually see are starving children with flies hovering around them and big stomachs, and they don't see any other examples of the greatness of our kingdoms. People of African ancestry will always be looked upon and disrespected. In order to get their peers, their classmates to start appreciating those African ancestry students, the kind of recognition, respect, and admiration that they do, the same way that European history is being taught in schools, is the way that I think it should also be mandatory that those great kingdoms also be part of the school's curricula. Not only will it instill pride in people of African, I hate to use the word descent, besides instilling that pride in young black children, other children who may not identify as being of African ancestry would also admire the contributions that Africans have made, as I said before Europe became civilized. And I just would like to say that I'll be pushing very hard to make sure that this is part of the school's curriculum starting from pre-K through high school. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Heather Warnemont.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Heather Warnemont, and I'm an educator in Springfield Public Schools. I'm here tonight to make you aware of Governor Healey's proposal to underfund the health insurance that 8,290 active, retired, or surviving spouses in the city of Springfield get through the Group Insurance Commission, more commonly known as the GIC, and ask for you to consider acting on our behalf by communicating your opposition to an increase in out-of-pocket expenses for members due to proposed plan changes for the upcoming fiscal year. The proposed out-of-pocket cost-sharing proposals that will negatively impact active City of Springfield municipal employees include a 50% increase in various copays, including primary care, urgent care, and ER visits, as well as increases to specialist copays, an increase in medical deductibles of $250 for an individual or $500 for a family plan, an elimination of hearing aid benefits for adults over the age of 22, and an elimination of certain coverage for certain drugs. Health benefits are an important part of a public servant's total compensation package, and the proposed plan changes represent a cost shift to educators, police officers, firefighters, and other City of Springfield municipal employees, which are difficult to absorb in a time of high inflation, particularly for members with little discretionary income and/or those that suffer from chronic conditions. It is important to note that the reduction in plan benefits that I just outlined will still come with an increase in monthly premiums for the upcoming fiscal year. These proposed changes will be voted on by GIC commissioners in just 10 days on February 12th. So opposition to these changes must be communicated immediately. My ask tonight is for members of the City Council to draft letters of opposition, either collectively or individually, and send them to GIC commissioners through GIC Chair Valerie Sullivan. I ask that you communicate how an increase in out-of-pocket expenses will negatively impact City of Springfield municipal employees, and demand that the commissioners send a strong message to Governor Healey's office and vote no on these proposed benefit reductions. Ms. Sullivan can be emailed at gic.info@mass.gov. That's gic.info@mass.gov. She will be compiling the public's comments to share with the commissioners before the February 12th vote on these plan design changes. Thank you for listening and acting quickly to show your support for City of Springfield municipal employees. Thank you.
Valerie Sullivan. Valerie Sullivan, I think. I wrote down the info. Juan Latore. Name and address for the record. And we're on a tight schedule, so I'm gonna have to stop you right at 3 minutes.
Good evening, Madam President. Juan Latore III, 1224 Stills Road in Springfield. Thank you so much for your time, councilors. I'm here as well to speak about property taxes within the city of Springfield. Like many of my fellow residents, last night I paid my property tax bill, which was due today, and I thought a lot about what I wanted to say, and I thought that numbers would be really helpful to share with you. So my bill for the quarter was $1,522.20, and I decided to go back in time a little bit to when I was a younger man, when I first purchased my home, and look at the numbers. When I bought my home back in 2013, my house was appraised at $186,400, and today it's appraised at $370,300. So that's good on paper. It's good to see home values increasing. My property tax bill at the time was $3,673.94, and today it's yearly $5,787.52. And I think I share the view of a lot of those of you on the City Council that property taxes have to be something that is talked about year-round, not just at the budget, not just at the tax rate setting factor. And so tonight represents a concerted effort on my part to bring to City Council chambers the views of residents that are feeling the struggles of property taxes. You know, really, I just want to say two quick things tonight. I want to compliment you, President Whitfield. I think your committees on fiscal responsibility and revenue and economic growth absolutely hit the mark. It is exactly what the residents are talking about. They need the relief, and it needs to come quickly. And I have a lot of faith and hope that those committees are going to come up with some really impressive plans for the city. But my one ask, in addition to all councilors here, is that things move quickly. The mayor will start his budget deliberations soon. The budget's going to come out in May, and then you're going to be asked to vote on it. And my ask to all of you is to hear some of the words you've heard tonight, as well as what you hear from others. And now is the time to start thinking about what are the things we have to do, and what are some of the things that we can live without, because if we're not able to make any sort of cost savings or cuts, we will be here in November talking about multi-$100 property tax increases again. So I wish you all great luck in the year ahead, and I very much thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. We appreciate that. Now we're going to take like a 30-second recess to transition over to our regular City Council meeting. Gladys, I wanted to ask you. The time is now, one moment. Hold on. The time is now 6:32, and we will begin the Springfield City Council regular meeting, February 12th. February 2nd. That's 12th is my son's birthday. February 2nd, 2026 at 6:30 p.m., our new time. We will start with the roll call. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilor Santinello.
Here.
Present Councilor Martin.
Here.
Present Councilor Perez. Present Councilor Brown.
Present.
Present Councilor Govan.
Present.
Present Councilor Walsh.
Present.
Present Councilor Hurst.
Present.
Present Councilor Davila. Present Councilor Fenton.
Present.
Present Councilor Delgado.
Present.
Present Councilor Click Bruce.
Present.
Present Councilor Edwards.
Present.
Present Councilor Whitfield.
Present. Will councilors and their guests please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will now turn the microphone over to Councilor Govan to have our moment of silence recognition.
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight, I would like for us to dedicate this moment of silence to Rick Ricord of Rick's Auto Body, who passed away on January 21st. He and his wife have been a staple in the Indian Orchard community and the Springfield, and I think statewide community. Everybody brings their cars to Rick's, and you can bring them to Rick's at any time. So I want to dedicate this moment of silence to him, and in the future, shortly in the future, we're going to have a proclamation for him. But thank you for allowing me to do that, Madam President.
Of course, Councilor Govan, let's dedicate this moment of silence to Rick and his family. Thank you. Before we move forward with the rest of the agenda, I have some housekeeping items from Focus Springfield. Focus Springfield is asking us to remember to turn on our microphone when we speak. We also need to be this distance away from the mic in order for them to pick it up effectively, so that when it's replayed, everyone can hear what we're saying. In addition, when people are at the podium, I know the configuration is hard and we want to turn around and look at them, but just know, audience, we are looking at you in the screen, because if counselors talk, picking these up and turning them around can mess them up and mess up the wiring underneath. If we're not talking, we can look at them, but if you want to speak to them, I see Councilor Davila do this very well. He speaks through them in the screen, so let's all try to mimic Councilor Davila in that respect. So that is just some information I needed to bring from Focus Springfield. Are there any reports of committee? Councilor Click Bruce.
Thank you, Madam President. Yeah, we had a maintenance development meeting on, this was on January 28th, and in attendance was virtually Councilor Martin, Councilor Perez, Councilor Walsh, Councilor Hurst, Councilor Davila, Councilor and Council President Whitfield. And we had a very great meeting. We're going to actually, I see it on the agenda for tonight, we're actually going to look to keep this in committee. We're trying to simplify this process. There's a number of items we want to look at. Here, we heard from the food truck owners, heard loud and clear what they are requesting. We also want to have a meeting to get residents involved to hear that side of it as well. So very good meeting. I'm looking for feedback from counselors if you want to submit it to me. And then we're going to work with the committee, with myself and Mike and Maria. We're going to look to compile something to submit to Chris Ignoli and just want to make it simple. So again, thank you for those counselors who expressed some of the concerns and or just great questions. Again, very good meeting, and I'm looking forward to coming up with a resolution to make it all great for all of our residents here in the city of Springfield. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other reports? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on the reports?
On acceptance of the reports of committee, Counselor Santinello. Away, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez. Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes. Motion approved. Reports approved. For the next item is an informational item. The zone change to 979 Dickinson Street from Residence A to Residence C. It has been referred to the planning board for the hearings meeting. So that one's all set. We will now hear the December revenue and expenditure report from Pat Burns. Please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you, Madam President. Patrick Burns, 90 Clement Street, Springfield. Tonight I'm presenting the December revenue expenditure report. This represents the halfway point of the fiscal year. As you can see, the report revenues for the first 6 months of fiscal year 2026 total $517 million, or 51% of budget. Expenditures for the same period represent $562.8 million, or 55% of budget.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. Any questions from counselors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On acceptance, Counselor Santinello. Yes, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez. Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes.
Madam President,
Yes.
may I ask Mr. Burns one question real quick, if he can come back?
I'm gonna let you this time. You do this to me every time.
Budget for plowing. By the way, this last storm was a disaster as far as the city's concerned. They're still plowing today.
Right now? Oh, after him? Okay, so counselors, we did approve the December revenue and expenditure report. Because I allowed Counselor Santinello, Counselor Perez, I will allow you to speak next, but that's it. And then we're gonna move on to the next item. Oh, just discuss the plowing, yes. I think it's the 21st, Counselor Click Bruce?
Yes, that is the 12th.
The 12th?
Yes.
Oh, see, I'm getting my numbers. But I'll just let them answer what the plow budget is, and then we'll keep the meeting going.
The year-to-date expenditures through Friday, the 30th of January, totaled $1,823,686.95. That does put us in deficit spending mode. The budget for the year is $1,591,250. So we're approximately $225,000 in deficit spending mode at this point. There are expenditures in the pipeline that we will be expending that's still related to the storm from last weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. Thank you, Counselor. All right, the next item is the 2026 City Council Rules and Orders. I'm pretty sure we already approved those, and so I do need a motion to table those, table that.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
On the motion, Counselor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan. Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes, motion approved. The next item on the agenda is the City Council Public Speak Out Pilot. Counselor Hurst.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to make a motion to send this item to committee for discussion and then bring it back to the City Council for a vote after that.
Second.
The motion has been made by Counselor Hurst, seconded by Counselor Fenton. Madam Clerk, is there any discussion on the motion? Counselor Davila, yes?
Thank you. Not so much discussion, Madam Chair, but more of a question, I guess, and I know we're going to get into this once we go to committee. But I'm not exactly sure what pilot means in this case. I know I'm going to try something out, but I'm not exactly sure what it is that is being suggested here.
Yes, Counselor, I was suggesting doing a pilot to put to hold public speak out during regular meetings so that more counselors would be present based on the feedback that we got from the community. And instead of changing the city council rules, I was putting forward a pilot instead, a 90-day pilot to see how it will work out. But there are some legal ramifications with that, and so after speaking with Counselor Hurst, it's better for us to discuss it. And it will be during a public general government meeting so that all will hear the information just as we do.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair, for the clarification.
Thank you, Counselor Davila. Any other questions on the motion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion to committee, Counselor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes. Motion approved. Next item on the agenda is petition to Eversource for Parker Street. Is there anyone here representing Eversource?
Yes, I'm here.
Who's on here? Zach?
Zach from Eversource, yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the petition?
Yeah, so this petition here for Parker Street, there was a DB cable fault on the intersection of Parker and Fair Oak Road. That is underground. So we're petitioning for a pole to go onto Fair Oak. That way we can leave the ground undisturbed and we can run overhead primary cable to heat that section back up.
Thank you. Are there any questions from counselors? All right. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
My hand is raised.
Oh, I'm sorry. Counselor Brown?
Thank you, Madam President. First, I want to thank you know, the representatives that Eversource sent to us working with us. I believe it was Mike Vitavelli, I know Mrs. Gallooni, and a few other people to address the certain issues when it came to street lights and pricing. I want to commend Eversource as far as being more tentative in replacing the different street lights and addressing a lot of the issues. Unfortunately, when it comes to the actual the pricing part, going through the research part, it's more. It seems like what disappoints me more is that I'm very disappointed in the governor, because there's a lot of things on a state level where we are getting taxed for other people's areas. So it's really not that much of Eversource. So I do want to commend Eversource for still trying to address some of the issues. And I still really would wish that the governor and up in Boston, they realize that there is other people in Western Mass. When it came to Eversource, they didn't see us and they did a horrible job. With the casino, they did not see us and they did a horrible job. So a lot of the responsibility has to do on a lot of the stuff at the state level. So I want to commend Eversource, but I do want to make sure that we get a conversation with the governor and up at the state level, because I'm very disappointed in their commitment to the constituents of Western Mass. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor Brown. Counselor Govan?
Thank you, Madam President. And I wasn't going to say anything, but since there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Eversource works on here, I agree with Counselor Brown, and I know that, Zach is not going to be able to do anything about it, but I think we need to keep talking about the high increase in prices on the Eversource bills on both the gas and the electricity. Because as was said earlier by the public speakouts, everything is going up, property taxes, electricity, food. I'm just hoping that at some point we can do something about it. I know the governor has something to do with it, but I believe that Eversource themselves have a responsibility to look at what they're doing when they send the bills out, and then now all of a sudden they divided up what the delivery charge is for. And the delivery charge is for services that Eversource provides for other people, right? For work like this. I don't think that the customers should be paying for work that they're supposed to be doing out of our pocket, right? Because I'm sure when they do their taxes, they claim that they put so much money into the benefits. I think one of the items is a public benefits, which I am not against. But Eversource, I imagine, would put that number into their taxes so their taxes could go down and they don't have to pay those taxes, which is not right, right? Because we should put that on our taxes, that delivery charge, if that's the case. But we don't own Eversource. So I'm just hoping that Zach will bring this back to your people so that you can let them know that this is what our constituents are saying. This is what I'm being told. Why are we paying these delivery charges when those should be the cost of doing business for Eversource? We saw that, the CEO, the executive, got millions in dollars in annual, I don't know if it was a salary or if it was a bonus. That money comes from us. And we are the ones that are trying to find a way to make ends meet. Our constituents are trying to make a way to make ends meet. And when they get these high, Eversource electric and gas bills, it doesn't help at all. So I just wanted to make sure that I put that on the record and that I'm going to be continuing to talk about this because every other day I have a whole file in my phone of Eversource complaints from constituents. And when I look at the bills, I'm looking at it, and those charges shouldn't be our charges because we don't own an electric company. We don't own a gas company. Those costs of doing business should be the cost of Eversource doing business. And if they want to write that off on the taxes, that's on them. But that's what I wanted to say tonight. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other counselors want to speak on the petition? Counselor Davila?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just have more clarifying question. Do we have the representative here?
One more?
Do we have the representative from Eversource?
Yes, we have 3 actually online.
Whoever can speak on Parker Street.
I don't know, Zach or Leslie.
I can speak on Parker Street.
Okay.
Hi, Zach. Can you give me like a 30-second overview exactly what we're doing here? I know it says here to install 145 feet class 1 to be located approximately 57 feet away from the existing pole. I'm not big on the electrician. Can you break that to layman terms for me?
Yeah, so I can try to break this down for you. So I mean, obviously that 40-foot class 1, that's a 45-foot utility pole. The reason to put that in is because we have primary cable in the ground that faulted, which means it's not operating right and it's not giving efficient electricity to our customers. So the best fix that we come up with right now, especially being, the middle of winter, and not having to break ground for our underground cables, was to set this pole and run overhead primary to it. And from that pole, we'd be able to distribute secondary power to this neighborhood that was affected by this DB fault.
Okay, so it's kind of I think that what I'm looking for is redundancies to make sure that the amount of power needed, it's created in that area or that is delivered to that area?
So no, not really. The cable that offers this neighborhood power right now is damaged, so it's not, it's not efficient. So what we're doing is instead of going and replacing it all underground, we're just going to flip it over and go overhead to make sure that they have good, efficient power. And we'll have brand new equipment and conductor cable to do this.
I understand. Thank you, Zach. Madam Chair, I'm sorry, the intention is to send this to committee, is that what I heard, or all 5 items?
Counselor Click Bruce?
Did I hear something?
Yeah, through the Madam President. So first of all, I want to apologize to Eversource. They did come to our maintenance and development meeting, and I overlooked them on the agenda, so my humble apologies. So I guess I would ask the question, for the meeting that we were supposed to have, were these some of the items that were on the list? And or if not, what item or items were supposed to be on the list for our subcommittee meeting?
The Parker Street petition was the petition that was tabled, and that is the topic that we're discussing today. The rest of the jobs are gas jobs. They are separate jobs from this one.
All right, thank you. So, Madam President, it seems like we have some question. Again, it was an error on my end, not necessarily Eversource, so I would make a motion to get this.
One moment, let me just make sure, Counselor Davila. So this, for clarification, was supposed to be on the agenda.
Yes, I remember being Parker Street, seeing that. I remember that we tabled that for now. I just want to be clear, is the intention to, I believe one of the councilors, you said, did she say send all this to committee, or did I elude somebody? No? Maybe I need more coffee? No?
I think it was just the Parker Street.
Okay, so there's a motion to send it to committee right now?
Not yet.
Okay, I think I misheard one of my colleagues. Very well, thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Counselor Click Bruce?
Thank you, Madam President. I just have a question for the Eversource team. Is this something that is pressing? Is it an emergency? that needs to be implemented right away?
Yes, so it does affect about 8 to 10 customers, and this has been moved about 3 separate times now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Brown?
Thank you, Madam President. This is something when I was chair of maintenance and development, this was an actual thing that went into my committee at that time. I've talked to Mike Vitavelli, Mr. Vitavelli, and Ms. Galuni. I know there were certain residents and people on this particular one that was waiting. This was when we put everything in committee a long time, a while ago. So this was something that we did vent. I did vent it. We did look it over as a committee, and we looked it over as a council body. So it came in front of us a few times. It was still just holding up Eversource to kind of like get them to sit down and talk with us. But this was something when it was in my committee that once it came around this year, we definitely had okayed this particular project. It was just going forward after this month, I basically had explained to them that they had to get the lights on and with the pricing, which they did address a lot of the things as best as they could do. But this was something that was held over, the Parker Street one. So it has been vented. I know I feel comfortable going forward with it, Madam President. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor Brown. Counselor Perez?
Madam President, I also was part of that committee at the time, and we did discuss it. I think at the time, I think it was back in November that's been on the agenda, and we were fine as being part of the committee at the time.
Thank you, Counselor Perez. Any other counselors on the petition? Counselor Click Bruce?
Sorry, just one more comment, Madam President. Yeah. So taking the recommendation from the previous chair, I feel comfortable moving forward with it if my colleagues are, but for me, I don't see it necessary bringing it back to committee. And again, it was an error on my end not hearing out on the subcommittee meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other counselors on the petition? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval, Counselor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes, petition is approved. Madam Clerk, please call the next item on the agenda.
Item number 6 is Wilbraham Avenue discontinuance.
Is there anyone to speak to this discontinuance on Wilbraham Ave? Please state your name and address for the record.
Hello, Kevin Roy, 263 Alden Street with Springfield College.
Okay, what do you want to tell us about the
Gotcha.
discontinuance?
So appreciate you having us here. We were here a couple of years back. We brought forward a proposal to close Wilbraham Ave to a discontinuance from Hickory to King. From there, we kind of went back. We met with some neighborhood groups on 3 different occasions. We took some feedback from them. At that point, one of the things that they asked us to make sure that there were no issues with, which was reaching out to the fire department, which we did that. We brought them in to discuss if, the discontinuance of Wilbraham were to happen, would they have any issues with it? They did not have any issues short of just making sure that they had room to turn their apparatuses around in an emergency to the college. So at this point, we spoke to DPW about getting this back on for the council to review. There was some positives. We had a traffic study that was done. They cited that most of the intersections that we were closing or that we would be changing the flow of traffic were a benefit because there were quite a few accidents in those areas. We also have noted, we have had pedestrians get hit, not just college students, but it's a very busy, if you guys are familiar with the area, it's a very busy traffic flow. So, we're presenting that we would close it for through traffic. Obviously, the city sidewalks, our parking lots would all remain open for the community to use. We think it's we'll create a safer, pathway for not just the students, but for all the folks that are out there walking each day. We would obviously work with DPW is making sure that we get appropriate signage, that we, let people know in advance what we're looking to do. If you guys recall, a few years back, we did do the similar temporary closure for Sheffield Street while we built the new Health Science Center. So we knew that did take a little bit of getting used to, but ultimately, people got around just fine. Again, I did bring me with us, a map, and I can leave these, which kind of shows what we're looking to do, as well as the traffic study. I don't know if that, made it to you guys. So, happy to answer any questions that we can. Yes, sir.
Councilor Hurst.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to make a motion to send this to committee, either the Maintenance and Development Committee or the General Government Committee. When we entertained this a couple years ago, there were a number of concerns from the community. I actually attended a number of meetings in the Mason Square community, and folks were not excited by this. There were a number of concerns from the residents, from the neighborhood councils, and I just want to make sure that those concerns have been resolved before we move forward. It also is a good time for us to take an opportunity to look at the traffic study and just get educated a bit more on what it is that the college has done since then to make this more palatable to the residents.
Councilor Hurst has made a motion to Maintenance and Development, seconded by Councilor Davila. I see Councilor Brown hand up. Councilor Brown, do you have a comment on the motion?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I would have to concur with my colleague, being the ward counselor. I know every few years they'll petition to actually take this street, and every few years the community will go up in an uproar. I'm very curious of what neighborhood council they've spoken to, what neighbors they're spoken to, because I'm not aware of it. It seems like it's something that they try to sneak in every couple years. I'm not opposed to sitting down and speaking with them as a community, but I know for the last, I would say 6 to 8 years, the community has said no to this. So I would concur with my colleague to sending it to committee to truly see it if it's something that the community would want. But as far as my understanding, I would believe that they definitely aren't in favor of this. Thank you, Mrs. President, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Brown. I have the president, if you guys would indulge of Springfield College here. Can you please state your name and address for the record?
Certainly. Mary Beth Cooper, President of Springfield College. My work address is 263 Alden Street. My home address is 425 Alden Street. I've been president of Springfield College for 13 years. Some of you are familiar with me because we've met before. And we have had this discussion for the last almost 3 years. When I started 13 years ago, the first question that many community members said, are you going to close Alden Street? And the answer to that 13 years ago was no. And the answer to that today is I'm not bringing that initiative forward. We have done the studies. I appreciate the idea of sending it to committee. I will tell you that we've met with a lot of community members, and I don't think they're going to like it any more next month than they liked it 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago when we met with them. And I urge you to think very carefully about this. I have brought a video with me tonight that I'm happy to share. I don't have the opportunity to share it up there. After our last meeting, a student was hit in the crosswalk. taken to the hospital, and we're lucky that she lived. And so I met with her last night and told her this is what I was doing, and I was going to bring this to the decision makers. And so I am all for sending things to committees. But every day that we delay talking about this closure, now it's not a full closure, it's partial closure. That intersection, since we last met, we have a new health science building. Over 100 of our community members are a part of the stroke clinic, and we do services to the community through that building. We also have community members that come and use our track. I walk along them with them on a regular basis. Access to parking lots, access to other events that happen on campus. We are very community focused. And so that won't change, I want to assure you, but the safety of the students and our neighbors is at question. People travel through Alden Street and Wilbraham Road at record speeds. And I cross that street every morning when I walk to the gym, and it is the most dangerous thing I do every day. And so we can send this to committee, and that is your decision. But we have been talking about this for 2.5 years, and I don't want to bring another video to you where a student is hit and killed.
Thank you, President Cooper.
Thank you.
The video, did you send them to the city council staff, or can you, so we can take a look? The staff here? We'll get you the email to send them to our city council staff, and they can circulate them to us because they weren't circulated to us ahead of time. However, the motion to send this to committee is still on the floor. Are there any other counselors that want to speak on the motion? One moment, Councilor Davila. I want to see if there's anyone. Have you spoken on the motion yet? Oh, Councilor Davila, sorry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sorry, I didn't have it on. Yes, Madam Chair, just briefly, a couple of quick comments. I do think the committee is absolutely the most appropriate place for this to go, to have a complete, robust, and thorough discussion on this. Madam Chair, since I have the privilege and the honor of being this council, I can recall petitions in the past of having Alden Street and also having Wilbraham Avenue closed in the past. So this is nothing new to us, and every time we have said no, because it is part of the neighborhood. Madam Chair, we're also fully aware of the danger that traffic poses throughout the city. On State Street, on my own district, on the X. And it is unfortunate, and I pray to the Lord that nobody ever gets hit anywhere. But we are aware of the traffic, and we don't need to see, in my opinion, a video of a person getting hit so that we can comprehend the severity of it. I think all of us have a pretty good idea of what that looks like. I am a little concerned with the constant request to have this closed. But I do have one specific question. I believe I saw Mr. Velez in the audience. Maybe I could ask him that question with regards to the street, if he could.
Hector, can you come to the podium?
Hector Velez, 1956 Parker Street, Springfield.
Good afternoon, Mr. Velez. Just a quick question. If we were to partially close this street, does the city retain ownership of the street?
No, Springfield College is responsible for maintain and clean the snow on Wilbraham Ave. The city is not just the utility. They have to have in place like an easement for the utilities, but it's part of Springfield College. It's not longer a public way.
So that I understand you clearly, so if we allow this partial, because it's being presented to us as a discontinue, are you saying that if we allow this, that strip of land then becomes Springfield College property?
Yes, both sides are Springfield College. On both sides of Wilbraham Ave, they are Springfield College owners.
So we're just giving them land, right?
I'm sorry?
So we're just giving them land then? The street right now belongs to the city.
Can you answer that? if the discontinuance happens, who would get ownership of the land?
Springfield College.
Thank you, Mr. Velez. Madam Chair, I do look forward to a more complete and robust discussion on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Davila, Councilor Govan, then Councilor Fenton. I see your hand, Councilor Brown. I'm just letting other councilors speak as well.
Thank you, Madam President. Hector, does Springfield College own that land right now?
Oh, not the street, on both sides of Wilbraham Ave.
They
As
own
part
both
of
sides.
Springfield College, yeah.
So they're going to own the street if this discontinuance passes?
Yes, because I have half of the street is from one side of the owner of one side and the other half from the other owner of the other side. But in this case, both are Springfield College.
Okay. I think that we should be having this discussion in committee, if we're going to send it to committee. You know, I'm a big fan of Springfield College, of course, as an alumni. And I think that, on the same token, I think that a lot of our colleges, local colleges, not just Springfield College, do own a lot of property. And with the pilot program that Councilor Davila was talking about last year, we don't get a lot of taxes for that. So that might be something that we can talk about later. But I'm thinking sending it to committee because we have all these questions right now and doing it as soon as possible so we could basically put it to bed so we don't have to keep going over and over again, I think would be the best route to make right now. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Fenton?
Thank you, Madam President. Hector, what type of public notices get sent out for this hearing tonight? Do you send them to abutters or residents?
I send the notice for the abutters around the parcel around Wilbraham Ave. Most of them are Springfield College, to the fire department, police department, Eversource, water and sewer, Comcast, and we met on site. I think so. We met 2 times there's 2 sections of Wilbraham Ave, and we met 2 times on Wilbraham Ave for 2 Board of Public Works meetings.
Okay.
Mr. Velez, can you just clarify who we are for the councilors? You said we met. Can you just clarify who the we are?
Yes, the Board of Public Works is Hector Velez, Mike Trick, John Fitzgerald, and
I just wanted to know the Board of Public Works.
Yeah,
just
the
clarify
Board
to
of
the
Public
council.
Works. Yeah.
Thank you, Councilor Fenton.
Thank you. And Hector, what types of utilities or drainage infrastructure currently exists in this area of Wilbraham Ave?
There's some sewer, electricity, Comcast, I think they have something, and the inlet, the rainwater, that is going to be part of Springfield. If we discontinue that section, that's going to be responsible Springfield to clean it.
Okay. And just a couple of questions for Springfield College. What type of easement plan, if any, have you prepared for those existing utilities and infrastructure to ensure that they can continue to operate if the road was to be discontinued?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have a formal plan on that. I mean, before my time at the college, I mean, there have been other roads in that area that we've helped manage that have been closed. It should also be noted that the north part of Wilbraham Ave was also land that we had owned that was also closed a few years back so they could build the park there. So this is really an extension closure. I mean, the north side was already closed. Excuse me. So to answer your question, I don't think we got that far with DPW, but we do know that once, however this works, that we would be responsible to maintain the sidewalks and any other, utilities that extend to Springfield College, as we do own, both sides of the road in those areas.
Okay, and then my last question is, you said that you had spoken to some neighbors or some neighborhood groups about the project since we last met.
Yes.
And could you just say a little bit more about, what those meetings or discussions were like and who they were with?
Sure. So I'm not going to nail this exactly, but we had our first meeting early in 2024. We had reached out to the neighborhood groups. I don't know if Dr. Cooper can help me with the Upper Hill. That was our first meeting. At that point, they requested a little bit more time so they could reach out to their, some more local community folks. So we had another meeting on April 3rd, 2024 at our New Health Science Center. I don't know how many people were in attendance. I'm guessing it maybe 50 or so people were there. From that was a during the day meeting. They requested that we have a meeting at night so that people who couldn't make it during the day. So we had on April 22nd, we had a neighborhood committee meeting down at Educare. From that meeting, one of the homework assignments for Springfield College was to, make sure we get with the fire department. So we did have that meeting. We did reach out through our local fire department that we work with. And I'm drawing a blank on the name of the person who came out. We discussed in depth, if they would have any issue or if it would change any of the service that they do to the surrounding community. They had no concerns other than to make sure that they can maneuver their apparatus in our parking lots, which they can, and they do now. I'm just looking. Yeah, that was April 10th. I had that meeting. That was with Captain Rich Martin and the fire commissioner. So those were the meetings that we had. At that point, the college and the president, we had, like every school, we had a lot of things going on. So we digested it and then, wanted to bring it back. Since we felt we answered all the questions, that people had asked of us. We did the study. I have copies here. I emailed that. I don't know if you saw it. It's very elaborate. It's very thorough. It talks through every possible scenario, traffic counts, everything that we, wanted to make sure that we weren't going to negatively affect the area. For everything that we got back from them was that the existing roads could handle extra cars, that it would make the intersection safer. We want to be good neighbors. We invite, you guys know, everyone comes out to our track. They use our parking lots. We work with the communities. Anytime they reach out to us, again, I'll reiterate, the park on the north side where that road was, the same road was stopped. That was Springfield College land that we worked with you guys so you could build that park. We just, we want to do what's right for the safety of the students as well as the neighborhood. We think it's going to make the whole thing safer. It's actually going to help traffic flow, because if you travel on Alden Street early mornings or late nights, it can be congested and crazy. But with that intersection not being true four-way there, it should. Go ahead.
Thank you. My question was about the neighborhoods that you met with. So I want to say, Madam President, that I think they're entitled to a vote up or down on this eventually. I'm in favor of sending this to committee because I think that there have been legitimate concerns raised. I just want to express to my colleagues that this is at least the second time that we've heard it. I don't know if it's been more than that. And in each of those times, there was discussions about a lot of support and a lot of opposition, but none of that was ever presented to us. I mean, we've never received a letter of support. I've never seen a letter of opposition. I haven't seen testimony from anybody at these meetings, pro or against. And so my hope is that by sending it to committee, we can flush some of that out and hopefully work on the materials a little bit. I want to just point out, you mentioned that this is to close Wilbraham Ave between King and Alden, right? Is that what you said?
So there's kind of two parts to it, is how I would describe it. So the answer is yes. It's from King. There's probably only a couple hundred feet of road that would theoretically be closed. So you would no longer be able to go south on Wilbraham from King, but you would be able to turn onto Wilbraham to gain access to the parking area and the track from Alden going north.
What about the section of Wilbraham Ave from Alden to Hickory?
That would be closed from the north part where Alden Street is, about 200, I'm going to say I'm guessing at this, 200 yards closed to kind of the entrance again to our parking area. And that was part of the discussion with the fire department, making sure that they could come from the south side up Wilbraham, turn into our parking lot, or they could go north up going toward King.
So it's really two segments of Wilbraham Ave interrupted by Alden Street that would be discontinued, from Alden to Hickory and then from Alden to King.
Correct.
Okay. So I support the move to committee, Madam President, for the reasons that I stated. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Fenton. You're all set, Councilor Delgado? Councilor Brown.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to thank the Springfield College president for being in attendance. Like my colleague, Councilor Hurst said, when we met, I remember the meeting. So when they said they did meet with the community, this was almost 2 years ago. It's every few years they'll actually come. And it wasn't, just to my colleague, Councilor Fenton, the meeting was probably about 50, 60, the whole community, and they were all going in an uproar. I know the neighborhood council over there, they're opposed of it. I know the state rep was opposed of it. I know I was opposed of it. I even believe Councilor Hurst might have been at the meeting when it happened. It was the community itself coming together. When you're talking about the actual traffic and the traffic studies, it's always odd to me that they're able to orchestrate the different signage and the street stuff. When you think about even the snow removal and the things that are occurring right now, when you look at that signage where the no parking and things like that, that's from AIC and Springfield College, how the city set up to pacify them and help them. But our constituents are being hurt by it. So you'll hear every year, you'll hear people saying, I'm getting a ticket or I'm getting this and I'm getting that. And I go to the traffic bureau and I talk to Hector and they say they're going to take them down and they're supposed to take them down. And of course, they never go down. They still up there. They're still harassing everyone. Every year they're going to go down and they're going to put the tickets. I'm sure Councilor Whitfield, you've heard it. I know you guys have heard it. So they're able to put tickets on our constituents' cars and harass them based on the colleges being over there. But then now when you want to now close this street, I guarantee you, Hector and the city and them, all that signage is going to be done instantly. The street's going to, anything they need is going to be done instantly. While the people in my area have been have been waiting for these issues that still are hindering them to be resolved. And it's not so much sometimes Springfield College, but they do bring certain things that impact our community when it comes to traffic itself. So they say they do those traffic studies. I'm not overly impressed with our traffic studies because they have never still yet to address the issues that the constituents been screaming about year in and year out. So the issues with the people over in my area is that they still haven't addressed the traffic issues. And then when it comes to these colleges, they'll give them land, they'll give them signage, they'll just do whatever. And I can assure you that there is no one over in my area that wanted it. I'm just curious how my phone number, I answer my phone, I meet with anyone. They have not contacted me. They have not talked to me. I do not know how this even got on the agenda right now. It seems like it's always just snuck in there every few years. I do commend Springfield College and the work they do. The president, she does an excellent job. So it's not her. But it's still things I know as a community that they don't want it. We don't want it. I know they don't want it. So if it goes in a committee and maybe you can convince the community otherwise. But as far as I know, every time they bring it up, it's a unanimous heck no. So I would recommend sending it to committee. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Brown. Any other councilors on the motion? President Cooper, we do got to move the item along.
I just want to say thank you very much for allowing us to present tonight. I appreciate the time and the concern, and I'll look forward to being maybe invited to the committee.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councilor Santillano?
Yeah, just a question for the president.
President Cooper?
President Cooper,
I'd like to be called Madam President, too. It sounds really super.
Madam President?
Sounds really super.
Since we both got on blue.
Madam President, do you have police reports that you can bring? If it goes to committee, can you bring those police reports to the committee?
I can.
On the accidents and the people that have been hit?
I can, and I understand the question about the video, and I'm sure you don't need to see it. It is startling. And then 2 weeks later, another student was brushed. It goes on. And so I hope the committee meets soon.
You can still send the videos to some may not want to see it, but you can still send them to
I will. I'll do that.
To our
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Delgado?
Thank you, Madam President. I just had a quick question. I'm looking on here and I see that we have the petitions and some signatures. Each of them have roughly 5 or 6 signatures, but they're from 2024 and 2023. I was just curious if they had any recent signatures for the petition.
We don't have any. We don't have any new signatures. Again, this was a continuation of the process, and I do appreciate everyone, kind of bearing with us. This wasn't a delay tactic. This was just a matter of, bringing it back, because the homework assignment from the first time that we met, that I was here, was to meet with the city group, which we did, meet with the fire department, which we did, and then we're really bringing it back. It was never voted because we didn't bring it back.
No, I appreciate that. And
Yep.
listen, I appreciate you guys coming and Madam President Cooper, thank you for coming out here and taking your time to come out here. I like my colleagues, I look forward to hearing about this in the subcommittee meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other councilors on the motion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion to committee, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, motion passes. This will be held in the Government Committee. I know it's supposed to be maintenance and development, but I have a choice, and he is holding a lot of meetings right now.
Wow.
And so we are going to bring this one to general government because I see Councilor Click Bruce every other day. A joint committee. Joint committee meeting. Madam Clerk, please call the next item on the agenda.
The next item is Eversource Gas on Allen Park Road.
Is there anyone from Eversource to speak to this item? Please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, my name is Greg Gallant. My address is in Main Street in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Thank you for allowing me to speak today, Madam President and council members. I do have some details on these projects here. There are 4 gas replacement projects.
One moment, what's your name again?
Greg Gallant.
Greg Gallant. Madam Clerk, can we call all the items so he can speak to all 4?
Item number 8 is also Eversource Gas on Bell Street, 9 is Denwall Drive, and 10 is Normandy Street.
Thank you. Now you can speak to all 4.
Okay, thank you. Allen Park Road is a gas replacement project, approximately 2,400 feet of 2-inch plastic pipe install with some abandonment of old plastic and steel. The Normandy Street project is approximately 3,800 feet of 2-inch plastic main install with 3,900 feet of the cast iron bare steel pipe to be abandoned. And the Den Wall project is approximately 3,500 feet of 2-inch plastic main with 3,900 feet of cast iron abandonment. And the Bell Street project is 4,600 feet of 2-inch plastic main with 5,400 feet of cast iron steel main abandonment. These are, again, replacements of a current system. So along with those would be services to the residents that would be replaced as well.
Thank you. Any questions from councilors on the 4 items? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. Motion, petitions approved.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Item number 11 is also a discontinuance of Wallace Street.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, Jelani Bland. I'm here representing Jets Property Development from 1690 Boston Road.
Thank you. Can you please explain the petition?
So-
The discontinuance of the street.
So yes, Wallace Street is about 6,000 square feet parcel. It's right in front of a wooded area. Right now, it's not being used for anything other than illegal dumping and just driving the value of the homes in the area down. And we are the current abutters of this property, and we would like to either use it to make additional parking or additional single-family resident next door to our duplex that we are building.
Any questions from councilors? Councilor Santinello?
On the illegal dumping, is that being reported to the city? Are they doing anything for that?
Yes, it has been cleaned a few times when we did report it.
And there any cameras near there that they can pick up on who's doing that?
No, we weren't able to put up cameras, but we did put up signs to prevent it, and that's helped.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Govan?
Thank you, Madam President. So Wallen Street, is that like a dead end?
Yeah, so it's the intersection. So it's at the intersection of Wallace and Lloyd, I believe. And it's right at the intersection of those streets. Across the street is just a dead area. There's really nothing going on.
Are there trees on there?
Yes,
or
there's
anything
branches
like that?
and trees and along with other junk.
Would you call it like a forest?
Yeah.
You
kind
would?
of foresty. It'll take a little
That's
bit of
not
work.
good then.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So I understand your concerns about that, and I feel like any vacant lot is a risk of being, vandalized and dumped and all that stuff. So I hear your concerns and I hear your abutters' concerns. I'm just wondering if you guys do decide to put another duplex on there, if you could just try not to cut all the trees, right? Because you need trees to breathe.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
We didn't plan on cutting like the large trees. It's just a lot of small twigs and branches that have to go to make it buildable.
Okay, all right, thank you. I'm in favor. Thank you for coming here, and I think it makes sense. It sounds right. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Davila?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want some clarity. I'm sorry, to the gentleman speaking, is the petitioner?
Yes, Jelani Bland.
What's your name again?
Jelani Bland.
You've been here before, right?
Yes,
I
definitely.
recognize you. Good to see you. So, Mr. Gray, are we doing?
Bland. Jelani Bland.
I stand corrected. Jelani Bland. Thank you, Madam Chair, for the correction. Are you saying that we are closing Wallace Street all the way down to Lloyd Avenue, Phillips Avenue?
Yes. Not the whole entire street, but just the 6,000 square foot parcel.
Say that again?
Not the whole entire street, just the 6,000 square feet parcel. There was a parcel back there that was supposed to be developed in the 80s that the city never ended up developing. So now I appreciate that. So now that it's just currently just sitting there with no plan.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. So you're saying Wallace Street down to Wisteria Street? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, so just the 6,000 square feet parcel that is adjacent to the property owned by just the property development and Cornell R.
I hear you, but I don't.
Hector, can you come explain the,
Yeah, because I'm a little
the
confused.
parcel?
Who's coming up?
The petition is to abandon or discontinue. It's a section of Wallace Street. It's 100 feet of the south side of Wallace Street. Right now it's like a residential lot, but it's like a paper street. It's like 100 feet from, it's supposed to be Wallace Street, but it's like a parcel, a piece of land now that never developed like a street. It's just.
So that I'm clear, then, they don't want to shut down the entire street, only that portion there, that little bed there.
Yes, 100 feet, just 100 feet by 60.
Right, because when it looks here, it looks like it's part of Wisteria Street, not part of Wallace Street. But you're saying that's Wallace Street?
Yeah, it's like a paper street at Wallace Street. It's a piece of Wallace Street. It's like south of Wisteria.
Okay, all right, thank you. I'm sorry, Madam Chair, what's the gentleman's name again?
Jelani.
Jelani, okay. Jelani, so you want to build there, is that what you're saying?
What was that? I couldn't hear you.
You want to build there, how many houses you say you want to build?
So right now we own the parcel next door. We're gonna build a duplex, and if allowed, if zoning allows us to, we want to build another duplex or a single family residential home in that unused parcel.
So you want to do 2 properties at least?
Right.
Okay. All right, thank you, Jelani. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Delgado. Counselor Edwards, did I see your hand go up before? Okay, Counselor Delgado.
I just had a quick question for Hector. So this is a parcel of land. It's not being used. It's a paper street. So what is the process if we discontinue this section? It becomes the city's property, I would imagine, correct? Or what is the process thereafter?
Yeah, the property is the city. If we abandon that piece of land, half is gonna be for jet property and the other half of the, what is it? Cornell. There's 2 different owners
So would it be like an abutters type of situation where you can
Yes.
kind of request it so we don't sell the land? It just goes to the abutters?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they have to register of deed if one say I don't want it, and the other one, because they have to pay taxes for that extension of land.
All right. I was curious because I've been, I know folks that live on that street. So I've been to that area before and I've seen that piece of land there that's just trees. So I was just curious what the process was if we were to take it off. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Govan. Oh, hold on. I see. Did you speak on this one already?
Just a point of order, I
Sure.
guess. So the agenda says Wallace Street, and it's Wallace Street, correct? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear.
Sorry about that. We'll make that correction. Okay. Thank you. Counselor Brown.
Yeah, I just have a quick statement. I want to commend the young man. This is something that we always talking about as far as being able to get residents and constituents the ability to take advantage of properties and the redevelopment process. So I want to commend you that you're in front of us. Good job. And I'm definitely rooting for you. Continue the good work. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Brown.
Madam President? Oh,
Counselor?
yep. I just want to follow up with what Counselor Brown said. We need housing desperately in the city of Springfield. So I want to commend this young man for coming forward and stepping up and doing the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Fenton?
Thank you, Madam President. I hate to ask, but I'm just uncomfortable, so I feel like I have to ask if you intend to recuse at all from any part of this discussion.
Absolutely.
At what point?
Oh, do I recuse now? Do I step down now?
If you were going to recuse, yeah, I'd do it.
Oh,
before
okay,
we-
so I call Counselor Delgado?
Yes.
Okay, so stand. Thank you for that correction.
Okay.
This is a learning experience for me. I wish you would have told me sooner. I feel like I've been part of the discussion, but I'm going to step down and give Counselor Delgado the floor.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Bland, my first question is just related to your statements about getting the land and then potentially developing on it. On the documents that are submitted here, it shows that the approximate width of this area to be about 60 feet. And as Mr. Velez said, if we do as is done for discontinuances and we divide that area of the public way down the middle and we convey through a subsequent deed each of those 30 feet to the neighbors on both sides, to Jets Property Development LLC and to Mr. or Mrs. Connell on the other side, there would not be sufficient room for another lot. You would only have an additional 30 feet, so that'd give you a total frontage of about 85 feet, and you need 50 feet per lot.
Yes, correct. You're right. And I've already been in conversation with the other abutters. So once this continuance is complete, they have actually agreed to sell me the land at a nice rate. So that's already been discussed and established.
Mr. O'Connell has. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So that was going to be my next point, which is that in your petition and the signatures here, I don't see any residents of the applicable street Wallace or Wisteria, and notably Mr. What is it? Is it Colin? Did I just say? What's the guy's name next to him? Mr. Connell's name isn't on here. So without that type of support from the people who live on the street or...
Well, he actually doesn't live in the property. His sister does. He lives in Connecticut. That's why he was unable to assign our petition. And he said he will do everything via email, and Hector can also second that.
Okay, so do you have written correspondence from the owner of the abutting lot, Mr. Connell, saying that he's in favor of this?
No, but once the discontinuation is completed, he will be notified that he can take half of the land, and if he says he doesn't want to, then the whole entire parcel goes to us. That's a part of it.
I see. Okay. Mr. President, I think that there's some more items probably to flesh out here with the neighbors, and I'm not necessarily opposed to discontinuing a paper section of a street that's clearly not used as a street. Clearly the city isn't in the business of keeping paper streets here, so I'm not opposed to discontinuing it and finding an appropriate use for it, but I think there are some remaining questions that should be addressed and that should be buttoned up before we take a final vote on this. So I would make a motion, as we did with the other discontinuance, to refer this matter to committee.
All right. So we have a motion by Councilor Fenton to move this to subcommittee. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, who did I get the second? Councilor Edwards. Any questions?
So just a question before this potentially gets sent to committee. My mic. What is the relevance, and maybe it's for Councilor Fenton, what is the relevance of them being able to potentially build on this, or even have the other person who might get the other half parcel of the land, what bearing does that have on what it is that we're voting on tonight? Because if the gentleman doesn't give them that half parcel of the land, then they just can't build there, correct?
And then we could use the additional space for parking.
You would use the additional space for parking.
Correct.
So what it is that happens after this is really what the petitioner has to deal with, it would seem to me. So I'm not as concerned about what happens once this is conveyed to the petitioner. And I'm not so sure that it has any bearing on what it is that we're voting on today.
Councilor Fenton, would you like to address that?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. My concern is that we're taking municipally owned land and we'd be giving it away for $1 to abutters, and one of whom we don't have any support or written testimony from tonight saying whether or not they're in support of it. Once the property is conveyed from municipal ownership to the abutters, or abutter, if only one is interested, it can be developed. And that will impact the people who live immediately around it, because there will be less green area and more developed space. And I think that we should offer the residents who live in that space an opportunity to be heard on that. And we should see some of them on the petition, and we should know specifically what this other abutter on the other side of this paper wall of street has to say about it.
Well, actually, the other abutter was notified of this whole entire discontinuous process, as well as this date, and they aren't here. So that's a personal choice, and basically not knowing, it's a difference. But I agree with what you're saying as well.
Thank you, Mr. Bland, and thank you, Councilor Fenton. Anyone else? Well, I want to make sure I repeat. So we have a motion on the floor by Councilor Fenton, seconded by Melvin Edwards, Councilor Edwards, to refer this to subcommittee. I saw Councilor Govan's hand up first.
No. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So I guess that's what I heard. I was going to ask Hector if the abutters had been notified.
Definitely.
And I heard that they were. So I guess my issue, or I'm glad to support something like this, because what I hear is that right now that land is just sitting there, not doing anything and causing you problems because there are people dumping on there. And we could put that land to good use and collect taxes on it once you build.
Right.
So I would definitely would want to support this if that's possible. And I think I heard that, the abutters have been notified and they have been in communication via email. It sounds like, at least the other one. So I don't know if we want to send this to committee or vote on it now, is my point. Thank you. I would be in favor.
Thank you, Councilor Govan. Councilor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. My question is for Hector from the DPW, Chairman of Traffic.
Hi, how are you?
Go ahead, Hector.
Hector, just for clarification, for a lot of this stuff to happen that the petitioner is asking for, there would have to be a process, correct?
Yes.
It just doesn't happen automatically if the street is discontinued. What would the process be?
The petitioner have to give me a petition, the 6 residents of Springfield to have to sign the petition. We notify the abutters and utilities and fire department and police, and we put that on the legal ads on the newspaper. And we met on site a specific day that we're going to do the meeting with the Board of Public Works and residents and the petitioners.
Right. So, I think it's a fair point that this would not happen overnight. If the street is discontinued, steps would have to be taken that would be fair to everybody involved. So I'm prepared to vote for it.
Thank you, Councilor Walsh. Councilor Martin.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you, Mr. Bland, for coming and having an interest in developing here in Springfield.
Definitely.
So a concern that was mentioned briefly earlier was, environmental concerns and moving around a lot of green space. But based off a comment that you had made earlier, you said that would be very minimal, that it would just be essentially moving around like twigs and.
Area now, oh, I'm sorry. It's just branches and trees and twigs right now. There's no like great trees that are, saving the environment right now. It's just a lot of dirt and trash. If you go to the area, us cleaning it will actually help more than hurt.
So you're saying there's going to be little to no impact on green space or and anything like that?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else on the council? So just reminder, we have a motion to send to subcommittee by Councilor Fenton and seconded by Councilor Edwards. Any further discussion on this? Councilor Perez?
I just want to know, since you are very well known throughout the abutters, what's your feeling with this? Because does F affects the traffic or in any matter? What was the recommendation? I mean, this is very new, and I'm just digesting all this information. Of what's the traffic in terms, the impact with the neighbors and all that? What has been your experience from your point? And probably, Hector, you could add to it, please.
So the area that we're discussing right now isn't a heavy traffic area. It's more of like a dead-end street where only the residents probably drive around on a day-to-day basis. But the only problem that has been given us right now is just the illegal dumping, because we have a buildable lot next door, and it looks like it's connected as one huge parcel. So sometimes people are leaving dirt on our land. So that's what we're trying to avoid and fix up, as well as just bringing more residential homes to the area.
So point of clarification, recommendation from the city has been that,
Yes, this was approved by the Board of Public Works, and we actually had a few residents come on the date that he was just talking about when we were at the site of the land, and they were fine with it as well.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know which one of you guys went first. I'll go with Councilor Hurst. Can you turn on your mic?
Hector, so you followed all of the protocols that were necessary for a discontinuance. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And so you have made the abutters know that this is going to be discontinued?
Yes, by letter.
By letter. Okay. And you have not heard any opposition from any of the abutters?
No.
Okay. And when you had your meeting with the Traffic Commission, you said there were people present to speak in favor of it?
I think so, a resident from Walla Street. I think so, it was a resident from Walla Street.
Okay. And they did not have an issue with it?
No.
Okay. Considering all that you've just explained to us, and also considering all of the things that I think my colleagues have said were in support of this, I will not be supporting this going to committee. It seems to me that we are in dire need of housing. It also seems to me that to the extent that we can increase our tax base to offset the tax increases that occur on a yearly basis, we ought to do it. And the fact that, you're eliminating a blighted area, which, can be an eyesore and can do a lot of other things to an otherwise good neighborhood. So, I think I need to take a step back and really say thank you to you. And, I appreciate the fact that you're actually looking to invest in the city of Springfield and in an area that apparently has been ignored for a long time here in the city of Springfield. So not only will I be voting no to send this to committee, but I will be voting yes for the proposal.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Councilor Hurst. Councilor Davila.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Hector, I have a quick question for you, if I may. Hector, So it has already been established that a voter, apparently it's only one person, has been notified. You say that there has been no follow-up, no response from this person, correct?
No.
Okay, and that at the meeting, apparently a meeting happened, and people spoke in favor of the petition, correct?
Yes.
And so if this goes through, the abutter has a right for 50% of the land?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
If this goes through, the abutter of the property has a right to get 50% of the land in question?
Yes.
And so what happens? Who tells them that this went through? Or, how is he made aware?
The petitioner have to notify and register on the deed the piece of land that's going to be from one or the other, or if they're going to take the whole piece of land, the 60 by 100, they have to register on the deed and notify the abutters,
But who's responsible for notifying the abutter?
the petitioner.
By law?
I don't know by law. I just notify the process to be discontinued to the abutters, but when we finish the process, I never notify to the abutters because the petitioner have to register on the deed and do all the process.
So if I understand you correctly, you're saying that the city has no responsibility to notify the abutter if we approve this?
Oh, to notify if it's passed or not?
Yeah, and that this person has a right. I wonder, does this person know that?
Yeah, the other person, what is the name? Collins?
Collins?
Yes, we notify the process and that pass or not pass, we notify.
But my question is, so you do notify them whether this passes or not?
Yes, but the process to do the register of deed and divide the land is not the city.
No, I understand that, but do you tell them that they also have a right to part of the land?
Yes, yes.
Oh, so they're gonna, okay, that was,
Yeah.
okay. I was starting to scratch my head here a little bit, Hector. Okay, so Mr. Collins will know if we pass this, that he has a legal right, if he wants, to claim 50% of the land.
Yes.
Okay, because I do recall in other occasions, we did something similar to this, and the person involved, they divided the house, the land 50-50, I do remember that. So it's too bad we don't have anybody here from the law department, but Hector, would you be able to?
Actually, Counselor, we have Attorney Shay's on
Oh,
the
here,
line.
okay, well, wonderful. Okay.
So if
May
you have
I?
a question directly for
Sure.
Attorney Shay?
Sure, thank you, Hector, yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hector, I'm just trying to do, excuse me, Attorney Shea, my apologies, good to see you, or good to hear you. I'm just trying to do my due diligence, and I do think that Jolly here has, it makes sense what he's doing. I think he's got good plans, and I know, he just came back to me, and I know the plot of line he's talking about, and it makes total sense, his proposal, and I'm trying to get him over the finish line here. But I'm trying to think, do my due diligence as a counselor. We just sent to committee the same request, basically, for discontinuance of Wilbraham Avenue. If we approve this, do you see any possibility of the city getting to some sort of exposure?
I don't see any exposure to the city. If you approve this, then that property will, half of it will vest in the other neighbor. It will become their property. And from that point, once you pass this, the lots vest to the people on either side. And going forward from there, if this petitioner wants to acquire that, he has to approach that neighbor and deal with them, so they would find out from that point. But there's no liability on the city. It's city property, and basically by doing this, we're passing the pieces back to the neighbors, and it's going on their tax rolls.
But no, I understand that, but my succinct question is, you don't see any potential roadblock with Springfield College suing the city if we deny, because it's essentially the same petition.
They're two separate things. They're not tied in. They're not, you approving this has nothing to do with the issue with Springfield College. It's a totally different thing. Springfield College, you're talking about surrendering a city street to a corporation, and this you're talking about a piece of real estate that is going to go to abutters automatically, and if those abutters decide they want to sell it to this gentleman, that's their free will.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Attorney Chair. Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right, so the motion that we have, first of all, that we need to vote on is the motion to send to subcommittee. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll on that?
On the motion to committee, Counselor Santinello.
No.
No, Counselor Martin.
No.
No, Counselor Perez.
No.
No, Counselor Brown.
No.
No, Counselor Govan.
No.
No, Counselor Walsh.
No.
No, Counselor Hurst.
No.
No, Counselor Davila.
No.
No, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Do I go first or do I go at the end?
I can call you at the end. Counselor Click Bruce. No. Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Whitfield recused. Counselor Delgado.
No, that measure fails, so now we're back on to the item at hand. Are there any other questions? Councilor Fenton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll be brief. Clearly, I'm in the minority here. I'm surprised to be in such a minority on this issue, but I have concerns about this. And typically, when we're discontinuing a public street, it's not with the expectation that it's going to be developed on and utilized for economic benefit of the parties that we're discontinuing for. I can't recall another discontinuance that we've done of that kind. If that is the stated intent of the parties to develop this site, then clearly it has economic value. The city should seriously consider discontinuing the street and then putting it out to auction to make sure that it gets the most economic value for the taxpayers. So, short of another motion to continue or sent to committee tonight, for that reason and the reasons I stated previously about the petition lacking letter from the neighborhood council or support from any of the butters submitted into the written record, I have to oppose it if we're going to proceed with a vote tonight.
Thank you, Councilor Fenton. Anybody else on the council? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll on item 11?
On approval, Counselor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
No.
No, Counselor Click Bruce. Yes, Counselor Edwards.
No.
No, Counselor Whitfield recused. Counselor Delgado.
Yes, item passes. Thank you. All right, can we go on to item 12 and call back Madam President?
All right. Thank you, Vice President Delgado. The next two items, 12 and 13, are grants that are under the 100,000 threshold, and we'll take them to, we'll just call the roll. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On acceptance, Counselor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez. Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes. Grants approved. Madam Clerk, please call the next item on the agenda.
Item 14 is a bond authorization for White Street and Kensington Avenue Elementary School in the amount of $2.5 million.
Who will speak to this? Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. Peter Garvey, Director of Capital Asset Construction for the City of Springfield, 104 Favorite Lane, East Long Meadow. We're here for the Kensington Street, White and Kensington. So a little background on the project is we submitted a core project asking the MSBA to move forward in the core. So that was put in 2024. So there's a lot of work that goes on from 2024 till now. So we've been accepted into the feasibility study. Which this does is it allows us to move together to assemble a team of the designers and the OPMs and bring us into the next step of the process with the MSBA. So step 2 would be the formulation of a project team. Step 3 would be the educational program of the 2 schools, space summary, document existing conditions, establish design parameters, and put all that together for the MSBA. So that's what the next 2 steps are, is to move forward with the schematic design so we know what we're going to do. The questions that people are going to ask is, where are you putting the school? We don't know until we do these next steps. So that's the big one, is to figure out where we're going and what we're doing with the 2 schools. So this will allow us to move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Garvey. Any, Councilor Santinello? Followed by Councilor Walsh.
Washington School's a little bit behind White Street, so the next one will be coming. We're actually going through step 1 right now with Washington and Beale School, so we'll be coming relatively shortly, probably within the next year, for that schematic design funding as well.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Walsh?
Thank you, Madam President. Peter, what's the ultimate goal here? Are you combining schools? Is that what you said?
Yeah, right now, the MSBA model, and we were the first one in the state to create the model, I guess, with Brightwood School and Homer. So that's basically what we're doing. It's 2 schools within a school, and I really don't want to get into the educational component because I am a builder, more of a nails and hammer guy than a pencil guy. Well, I guess I got a pencil too, but so it's manageable, is under 500 students, so it'll be a school around the 800, 900. It'll be 800 K through 5, which will be the next step that we go through, as well as pre-K. So I'm imagining the school will be around 930, 960 students.
But will the grades remain the same?
Yes. Okay. Pre-K through 5.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Govan?
So Peter, this $2,500,000, what is that going to pay for?
That pays for the design team to move forward, and we'll be doing a lot of design team and the owner's project manager, which is required by the MSBA to move forward. We'll be doing a lot of outreach. This is not done in a vacuum. We have community meetings, school building commission meetings, school committee meetings. When we identify a site, we need to get school committee approval before we move forward with this. So there's a lot of outreach, there's a lot of work that goes into the next step. These next steps, step 2 and 3, are probably the hardest step. It's easy for us to build because it's just the reality of it. we can build pretty quickly. It's the outreach and getting the community input.
Thank you. One moment, Councilor Walsh. Councilor Perez?
As a former school committee in the systematic part of this project, it's great to say that the involvement of the community when it comes to the meetings is in very transparency, and the community gets to get involved when it comes to the environmental issues of the school. So I say that this is step one of so many meetings that is going to happen. So the most crucial one is the systematic one in terms of the development, because it's engaging the community to participate. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Perez. Councilor Walsh?
Thank you. I just wanted to ask, how old is the school?
Both schools are in the 1910, early 1900s. Both of them do not have a cafeteria. Both of them have the gymnasiums in the basement. It's when kids went home for school or went home from school for lunch. So it's
They're old.
It's well maintained, but it's needed.
They're old.
They're old.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other councilors? Councilor Davila?
Thank you, Madam President. This is on my district in Ward 6 Forest Park, both of the schools, White Street and Kensington Avenue. This is a welcoming bond. I spoke with Peter offline of $2.5 million. He has just pointed out, Madam Chair, they're both pretty old, over 100 years old. Not only the issues of not having cafeteria, but also appropriate ventilation. They don't have AC. It gets pretty hot in there. And then the traffic issue. And on the economic side, the city has now moving into combining schools, which is going to give us a better price point. It's going to be cheaper for the city, and so far it has been working. So I'm pretty happy that this is being done in my district, and I'd be more than happy to vote for this bond authorization. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other councilors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval, Councilor Santinello. Yes, Councilor
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown? Councilor Brown?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield?
Yes. Order approved. Madam Clerk, please call the next item on the agenda.
Item 15 is amending Chapter 279, peddling and soliciting. This is on for first steps.
Councilor Click Bruce.
Madam President, I make a motion to send this to committee.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Click Bruce, seconded by Councilor Delgado. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion to committee, Councilor Santinello. Away, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. Motion approved. Madam Clerk, are there any more items on the agenda?
They're not.
Okay, with that being said, the meeting will be closed. Our next meeting will be a hearings meeting on February 23rd. Thank you.
Thank you.